Finally, someone was able to do it. A top-of-the-line flagship Snapdragon 888 at the 20,000 pesos price segment. On paper, this can literally obliterate any phone you throw at it, ranging from 20K to even 40K. The big question though is, where are the trade-offs? If you want to see the unboxing video of the Realme GT, just click here. So let's start with the design and build. On their website, they say that it is made of the latest dual tone vegan leather technology. So, what is vegan leather? It's actually another term for fake leather. So, yeah, it is made of plastic, and it's true, it is fingerprint proof, but how does it feel? It actually does not feel cheap. Also, most plastic back phones feels hollow. This phone does not feel like that at all. The glossy stripe also have some subtle details if you look into it closely. And for a glass material, I haven't really seen any, scratches on it. Also, I'm kind of biased here, but I love the dimension. This is the perfect sized phone for me. Display. This has a 6.43-inch AMOLED screen with 120Hz refresh rate and a 360Hz touch sampling rate. I find the screen quite pleasant to the eyes. It's bright, sharp, has good contrast. It supports HDR, but the auto brightness is not intelligent enough. I find myself always increasing the brightness during nighttime, which is quite irritating. Putting it side by side with my S21 Ultra, both at vivid display setting, Samsung just gives a more vibrant, contrasty display compared to the Realme GT, where it is a bit pale in comparison, but this just comes to personal preference. This also has Widevine L1 certification, so we are getting HD content on Netflix, Amazon Prime, or on any of your streaming services. Also, the refresh rate, if you set it to automatic, it actually switches from 60 Hz or 120 Hz depending on the app that you're running. I'm noticing that it's running 60 Hz on video streaming apps like YouTube and Netflix, and it's mostly 120 Hz with the rest of your apps, even on the settings section or on your home UI. So, this has a flagship chip, right? It also has a kick-ass flagship software baked into this phone. This is running Realme UI 2.0 on Android 11. It's a delight. I'm actually quite impressed. Just look at these features. So, a quick launch where you immediately launch an app or an action as soon as you unlock your phone, just like this. Icon pull down gesture where it brings the icons closer to you. They also have sidebars that sort of works like the edge panels from Samsung. I'm telling you, explore the convenience tool section and you will be rewarded. Also, the fingerprint sensor will intelligently light up if it feels that you need to unlock your phone, which helps in guiding you where you need to stick your thumb to unlock it. The switching app gesture is very convenient. Just swipe left or right on the bottom bar to flip over to your currently opened apps. Though the one-handed mode, I don't know if it's a Samsung proprietary thing, but why not just tap on the sides to get out of one-handed mode instead of, crawling your way up to that button to disable it? It doesn't make any sense. An alternative though is to lock and unlock the phone, and that way you'll exit the one-handed mode. The Snapdragon 888, the 120Hz refresh rate, AMOLED screen, and the 360 touch sampling rate will give you buttery smooth experience for days. Opening apps, switching apps, doing your daily task, running your games will be free of lags and jitters. All right, so gaming. So how did the Snapdragon 888 perform on mobile games? So we actually have a bunch of games here that we've tested, and right in front of you, you'll actually see the average FPS, the 1% low, and the temperature that it's running. So on mobile games, oh, well, it's a no-brainer. Realme GT was able to max out all of the games here at 60 FPS. 1% low is quite good as well, though the temperature is a little bit high, Now, on first-person shooter like Call of Duty and PUBG, it's the same thing. It can handle it without any issues. With Call of Duty, panning and aiming is really smooth, man. Now, on Genshin Impact, we can see here that it's running a respectable 50 FPS with a 1% low of 30. You might actually be expecting more on a flagship, chipset, but we'll discuss that more where we compare it with other phones. So here, as you can see with Mobile Legends, any phone can actually play this game. Realme GT, Black Shark 4, all of those was able to max out the frames per second. No issues here. Right in Call of Duty, comparing it with other phones, we can see that it is a well-optimized game, though the only difference is with temperature is, a little bit high there, comparing it to Black Shark 4, Poco F3, it's only sitting at around 36, 38. However, on Realme GT, it's at 41. Right now, finally, Genshin Impact. So we see here that Realme GT is at 50 frames per second, while the Black Shark 4, which has a lower tiered chipset, runs at 55. Even the Poco F3 runs better than the Realme GT. So you might be wondering, why is this happening? This is happening because the Snapdragon 888 chip just gets really hot. It's one of its characteristics. That's why flagship gaming devices from other manufacturers actually implements active cooling. So it's not just passively cooled by heat sinks or whatever. There's an actual fan to lower down the temperature so that the chip would sustain its clock speed. Not unlike with this one, with the steel cooling system is not working that well. All right, and here I've tested the GT mode. I've tried it on the stock setting. And as you can see here, when you enable GT mode, you'll actually get lower frames, lower 1% low, and, a little bit higher temperature. So thermal throttling is definitely remarkable here. If you enable GT mode, the chipset would work harder, thus generating more heat, which then prevents the chip from sustaining higher clock speed. Now, if we add a cooling fan on a Realme GT, now you can see that the power of the Snapdragon 888. As you can see here, this is a higher score than the Black Shark 4. The Snapdragon 888 is really a hot processor that would require active cooling. And my last test was to enable GT mode with the fan. And yeah, we get some improvements compared to stock setting. But then again, the heat is just too much that the fan can't really, sustain that high clock speed. So, the best setting here is, just use the stock setting with the fan. Don't use GT mode. Now, camera. This has a 64 megapixel Sony IMX682 lens, an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. I have been taking lots of photos with the Sony IMX582, the one found on the Poco F3, X3 Pro, and Black Shark 4, and I swear this sensor is way better. Comboed with the processing power of Snapdragon 888, you'll be getting better photos with pretty good detail, sharp and has accurate colors, awesome dynamic range as well, but expect lower quality on the ultra-wide lens. On the macro lens, you need a lot of light and a steady hands before you can get a decent photo. So battery, the Super Dart 65-watt charger can fully charge the phone, based on my test, in around just 35 minutes, which is just awesome. Also, here's a quick chart for us to compare battery usage with Netflix on other devices. Cons and trade-offs. So what are we missing on the Realme GT? The phone gets hot on normal usage, especially when you're browsing your social media. It only took 13 minutes for the phone to reach 38 degrees Celsius. That is hot. So the stainless cooling system is not doing a good job here, or maybe it's the chip. Also, the display where you have your controls gets really torching hot while playing Genshin Impact. 48.8 degrees centigrade. That is really hot. Just play Genshin Impact and wait 5 minutes and your thumb will hurt. I mean, 48 degrees is hot. Imagine playing it for 1 hour or more. And with those issues, it is definitely thermal throttling. What it means is it can't maintain a stable clock speed under load. So, just look at this 3D Mark test result, compared it with other mobile phones like the Black Shark 4. Also, based on my test, there is minimum to no gain when you're using GT mode. Again, because of the thermal throttling. Also, no high refresh rate on mobile games. It's capped at 60 FPS. Black Shark 4 can actually do 90 FPS on Call of Duty Mobile. So there's a bug on the system that's preventing it from running way past 60 FPS. Hope they can fix that on future updates. Though I have a hunch that maybe Realme is doing that to prevent the phone from overheating. So, conclusion. Apparently, Snapdragon 888 requires a kick-ass cooling solution for you to take advantage of its raw power. If not, then you get a downgraded performance of probably a Snapdragon 870, which is still not bad. Actually, other manufacturers have active cooling systems like heatsinks and fan. So my thoughts, if you are a hardcore gamer, like really you're into games, buy the Black Shark 4. Better cooling, better performance, game-oriented software. Come on, those trigger buttons are godsend. You can check my in-depth guide here of the Black Shark 4. Just click the link here. Okay, however, if a very good all-rounder phone is what you're looking for, awesome performance, really good cameras, fast charging, just 35 minutes, Amoled screen, in-display fingerprint sensor. This actually fits my usage perfectly. In a sense, it kind of killed the flagship S21 Ultra on some aspects. Yeah, so what are your thoughts of the Realme GT? Can it actually replace your current mobile phone right now? Also, what are the things that's holding you back from purchasing this phone? Feel free to comment it down below. And also, if you need me to test something out, sure. Those are encouraged as well. So anyways, this is Ian again. I hope I'll be seeing you on the next one. Alright, so you might have noticed that the phone that I was using on my footage was the Realme Master Edition. Well, because my Realme GT phone actually died. If you want to buy one, make sure that yours comes with local warranty, because if not, if you purchase, let's say you purchase this from Lazada or from Shopee and you don't have that local warranty, then unfortunately you're going to be screwed. I'm not saying that all Realme GT phones is going to end up like this, but you know, these are electronic devices. There's a small percentage, small numbers of phones that would have defects on it, so better make sure that you have that local warranty. So yeah, that's it.